if you are to do Google ads, just understand that they're not your best friend. Like that's how they make money. So they do have Google reps that are there to help you, but most of the time they're there to tell you to increase your budget. So so just be careful with that, and just plan ahead. Honestly, the like mo most of the businesses I see that struggle are ones that don't budget 6 months ahead. They just think like, okay, well, I'm gonna start some ads and just go with the flow, and you know what I mean. And then as soon as they see an issue with it, they kill it, and they're like, ah, Google Ads is just expensive and it sucks. I'm not gonna do it again. So just if you're gonna do something, at least commit to it for minimum of like 6 months, whatever it is. SEO, paid social, social, organic social, like Pinterest, just whatever it is, just make a plan.
Welcome to Gratitude Geek. I'm Kandas Rodarte. Today I'm joined by the founder of PPC Masterminds, Zaid Ammari. Welcome, Zaid.
Thank you, Candace. Thanks for having me.
So you are a leading expert on data-driven digital marketing. How did that happen? And what is it?
Yeah. I'm more of an expert on paid marketing specifically, but it happened. It's kind of a long journey. I started off working at a bank, minimum wage job at a bank. I have a finance degree, so naturally that's the first thing you take. And at working at the bank, it was as soon as I started, it kind of felt like it's not something I want to do. They had like fingerprint you in, fingerprint you out, and then if you're late, they deduct from your salary. It's super like routine work. Like it's like you're like a brainless robot, just going in like doing the same thing every single day. If it wasn't for the people, like I would have left the first month, but like the people were nice. But anyways, the internet was booming back then, and I was in Jordan, and I had came to the U.S. Before that for vacation, and stumbled upon Craigslist. And obviously, Craigslist is not like to you guys, it's like, oh, like whatever, it's just Craigslist.
Yeah, but
Um,
back in the day.
yeah, back in the day, Craigslist is Craigslist. Like, it's
Yeah.
free. It's a marketplace. When I saw that, I went to Jordan. I'm like, how come we don't have anything like that over here? Like everybody over there, we're trying to look for, if you're trying to look for something, you have to go ask like 10 people. And then someone would be like, oh no, go check out that store. And just go check out that store. And then you end up driving around like for 3 days trying to find like a toilet seat. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
anything.
Yeah.
So I opened up a Craigslist similar website, just like better looking with the savings that I had. And, I thought the hardest part would be paying the developer to open up a website. And, so I got the website up and running after a lot of, spending all my savings. And then lo and behold, like, oh, well, now I need some traffic. So, I started looking around for like marketing agencies or someone to help me, like a freelancer. And that didn't turn out to be that great. It was back in 2000, I think 11. So SEO was kind of like all over the place. Like people would hide keywords in the page, and there's a lot of like black hat tactics. So I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So that struggle kind of led me to be like, you know what? Why don't I just learn how to do marketing myself? Because obviously, you who cares if you have a website if you don't get traffic,
Yeah.
you know? So I took I got some money from my cousin because he liked the idea, and he partnered up with me on the website, and I started spending money on Google Ads to drive traffic. And I also started going to door to stores and telling them about the website. Uh, that's how I learned paid marketing. Basically, I spent me and my cousin's money, and I learned, what I needed to do from Google Ads standpoint to send traffic to the website and start getting people to post their ads and, go to the website and buy and sell. The website wasn't charging for anything, so it's free. The only way I was making money was from like ads on it from Google.
Yeah.
So I had I had to grow it like that until it made enough money to cover the expenses. So it took me a while to spend the money and learn from it. And because I was spending my money and my cousin's money, I had to be super careful. We're not like loaded or anything. I have to be super careful with what's happening. So uh, I had to learn analytics at the same time because like I'm sending traffic from Google and I'm paying for it, and I want to know what it's doing on the website. Is it actually working? Like what can I improve? So that's how I learned. I'm
Yeah.
just yeah.
I think that's the way a lot of us who started internet marketing back in the day learned is that we had to do it for ourselves. And then once we figured out how to do it, then we figured out that other people needed to know how to do it too. So,
Yeah.
a lot of times what happened back in the day was that you would create something and then everybody who also did what you did saw the way you created it. And so it was so good they just copied what you did. you know?
Yep.
But
Yep.
back in 2011, SEO was a lot easier. I mean, it wasn't as nuanced as it is now, and it's constantly changing. I mean, it was super simple to get on the first page of Google if you knew how to write a long tail keyword,
Yep.
right? And it's
Yep.
not so easy anymore.
Oh no, no, no. With the rate with the, I mean, I don't know how much you know about the Google updates, but recently with the helpful content update, it kind of screwed a lot of small businesses over, like small blogs, small bloggers. So
Yeah.
I'm sure
It's
that's rough.
I don't see search results anymore when I go into Google search. Now I see an AI answer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's either AI or like um, Reddit, somebody from
Yeah,
like
or
that
Reddit. A
answered
lot
it.
of Reddit.
Yeah.
Which means, do we need to shift our focus to Reddit, or do we wait until Google figures out that they just screwed up? You
Yeah,
know?
I hope it's the latter. I mean, I hope Google figures out, like what do we do? We're kind of hurting the small businesses, and they're favoring large companies. Like if you Google like I don't know, like air fryer reviews, you see a post from the New York Times.
Are you
Like
kidding
like
me?
like why
Okay,
why would I, you know what I mean? Like why?
I'm doing it now because real time air fryer reviews because I've never searched air fryer reviews. That is a brand new key search for me, so I'm not going to have any history. So let's find
Okay.
out what it does. Air fryer reviews, buyer's guide, good housekeeping. Oh, I'm not getting the this is all sponsored. See, I'm not getting the AI answer. Usually I would get an AI answer. I didn't get an AI. I just got sponsored ads. So Buyer's Guide, Good Housekeeping, Amazon, Food and Wine. So top four are sponsored. And then the very first answer is Food and Wine and then New York Times.
Yeah, I mean, Good Housekeeping is owned by a large mega
Yeah.
corporation.
It is a large
Um,
mega corporation. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I'd rather see air fryer reviews listed by like a chef or somebody
Uh-huh.
who actually like cooks, a home cook. I mean, I don't know, but like New York Times, what does that have to do with yeah. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just favoring larger corporations because they're trustworthy, and I feel like they don't know how to assign trust to like smaller um smaller blogs.
Which is where the trust used to be,
Yeah.
was with the smaller blogs. And so
Yeah.
I'm looking at these sponsored too, and there's four of them. There isn't even so if I scrolled, I wish I was screen sharing. Sorry guys, I'm not screen sharing. And usually there are more. Oh, well, and then you scroll down a little bit more and you see Amazon and Target and Kohl's ads for
Okay.
air fryers. You know what? If you're listening to the podcast, you're not going to be able to see this, but I'm about to screen share. I've never screen shared during a podcast before. I think I did have a guest screen share once. All right, this is what I see. Air fryer reviews. So let's go up to the top. First four were sponsored, and then big corporate people, and then you keep scrolling down, and then you get to the point where you see actual ads for product with linking to shopping carts. So if you're a small company with a shopping cart, you might be lucky enough to get your air fryer on this page, but it's Walmart, Sam's Club, Target, Kohl's, Amazon.
Hmm.
So this must be really frustrating for the people who are using pay-per-click ads right now.
Oh yeah, it's always been like that. You always have to compete with these big name stores. If you're selling like a air fryer, you probably have your air fryer in those mega stores already. But if you don't, you're like, yeah, it's tough.
So, but the search was for reviews,
Right.
and I didn't really find any reviews. I only found
Yeah.
corporate,
Yeah. Right.
sponsored
You
ads.
mean like the affiliate, like people running blogs trying to help
Yeah,
people figure
like
out which air fryer is best.
a
Those
chef.
people got screwed. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
done. They're done. Yeah.
So how did they fix that? How does a small chef who wants to monetize their blog fix that problem? Can they?
I think yeah, I think they can. It's just it's tough right now because I feel like it's the hardest time in history to rank like an affiliate blog specifically for product reviews just because of what you've seen. But I've seen people recover. And I mean, I'm not an SEO expert. I'm more of a paid search, but uh, the people that have recovered from what I read is they focused on um, social media. So they're driving traffic from like Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, wherever they can, Reddit, all that stuff. And then the more people that search your brand name on Google, so like your affiliate website blog name, in your case, like the more people that type in Gratitude Geek, right? The more people that type that, the better chances you are that they're gonna get back on the rankings.
So you
But
want people actually searching for your company.
for your brand name, yeah.
Hmm. Or
Yeah.
clicking to it. I've also noticed that if I share a link from outside of Facebook or LinkedIn, the engagement on those posts especially if I share a YouTube video, the engagement on those posts are so low. Sometimes it's zero. Like no one sees them if you're sharing on social. If you share an outside link to social, is there a way? How do we fix that? Is there a way to fix? You said you're not an
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm good at like SEO and paid search, but social media, like, yeah, no,
yeah.
I wish I can help you with that.
Yeah, it is getting really frustrating right now. I am quite interested that I did not see an AI answer to that because most of the time when I do a Google search today, I am getting an AI answer to whatever I search for. And you would think that with something like air fryer reviews, I would have gotten an AI answer, like the top 10, according to so, the top 10. I mean, the AI answers are just all I ever see anymore when I Google something.
I think the reason for that is because Google doesn't know the intent, your intent. Like, because if someone types in air fryer reviews, are they looking to buy a product? Are they looking to check out which
Ah.
one's the best
And
one? You know
I
what I mean?
bet if I put what is the best air fryer, I'm going to get an AI answer. Oh, no, I got the exact same results. I did
Yeah.
not get an AI answer. I got the same ads as before. Oh, there's a couple extras. There's popular mechanics, Food and Wine, Food Network sponsored ads. So a couple of different sponsored ads. But how interesting is that? How interesting is that? Okay, so you said that you're from Jordan, and I am fascinated by that because I think Jordan is a pretty cool country. I read, um, I read. Now I can't remember what her name was. The Queen
Queen
Noor.
Rania.
No, Queen Noor from,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
many years ago. I read her book. It was a very fascinating, like, fairy tale princess story. American girl marries king, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Very, but I became very interested in the way that the Jordanian government works. I mean, Jordan is the peacekeeper of the Middle East.
Yes, we are.
I mean, with all that's going on with all that's going on in the world right now, I would love to hear your take as a Jordanian about that.
I mean, I mean, politics is rough, especially for Jordan, because we're kind of like in the middle of we're just in the middle of everything, and so it's just tough, you know. I'm not like I don't know what to say. I mean, we just try to be, as peaceful as possible, but it's rough. Like, what can you say? Like,
Yeah,
what's happening is just, it's bad. So.
yeah. Did they ever finish the amusement park, the Star Trek themed amusement park in Jordan? Aren't they
I
building?
don't I don't know about that.
You don't know
I'm
about
not
that? Are
sure if
you
it's
not a
something wrong.
geek? Are you not a
I
geek?
no, I didn't even know that existed. I know I mean when I go Every time someone comes, I take them to like Petra, Wadi Rum, the desert. We have a lot of historical places
Yeah.
that would fascinate you. But no one has ever asked me to take them to
The Star Trek.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what? Since we're on Google, let's just see Star Trek amusement park. It might not have ever been finished, Jordan. It might not. The Red Sea Estuarium. The Red Sea Estuarium. That might be it. Why did Star Trek Experience close?
Oh,
No,
was
Red
it
Sea. No, Red
because of
Sea
COVID?
Estuarium, Jordan. 2011. It was announced in 2011. Oh man, that was a long time ago. I guess it never finished. It's on hold. It didn't get
Okay,
built.
there you
It was
go.
supposed to be an Aquaba.
There you go. If if it was built, I would definitely have heard about it. I just never knew they even attempted to build it. That's that's interesting.
I guess that's too bad because that would have been cool. That would have been really cool. And if you have a kid that watches Disney movies, they know about Aquaba. I mean, that's Arabian Nights, isn't it? Um,
Aqaba?
yeah, isn't that where um Arabian Nights? What is that? Um, with
Aq
Robin Williams, the Aladdin. Isn't that where Aladdin is?
Aladdin?
The
I'm not sure. I'm
The
not
Aladdin
sure.
fairy tale,
Is it Aqaba? I
isn't
don't
it?
know. I don't know.
It's
I mean I don't know, honestly. I've never like looked at where it's from. I just know, it's Aladdin and it's Middle East and
I
they're in a
think it's
castle.
I think it's Aqaba. Hold on.
Okay.
Aladdin is
That
Aladdin from Aqaba.
I'm learning a lot of new things here.
We're, I I'm gonna spell it wrong. Aqaba. Oh, see, now I got one of those AI answers. No,
Oh, Agrabah.
he's from the
Agrabah.
fictional city of
Right,
Agrabah.
right, right,
Yeah,
right.
Agrabah. No,
That's close enough.
they
That's
sound like
close
each
enough.
other. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's fictional, which is loosely based on Baghdad. Not even the right country, Candace.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so let's hear this story. How did you end up in the United States?
I after opening the website, I decided to uh you know the next step was for me to kind of learn more, and the natural step is basically working at an agency. And I had a friend here, so I kind of came over here and slept on his couch for like 6 months looking for a job. And then I worked basically, I found a job at an agency. I worked there for 3 years, I think, 3 to 4 years. And that's how I learned everything.
So
And then I,
you took a leap of faith.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a fast learner, and especially if I like something. So it's not like I was scared of anything. The toughest part was leaving my family. That was the toughest part. And then just staying here, finding a job, and then getting acclimated to everything. But honestly, it went smooth. Like it took me, I think, around 6 to 8 months to like find a good job, and then I worked there for 3 years, the same company. So it was great. And
And
California is like the mecca of technology. So the first thing you would want to come and learn is either like, California or Seattle. And my friend was over here, so I'm like, all right, let's go to LA.
I'm a California girl. I really miss living there a lot. A
Oh,
lot.
where are you at right now?
I live in Michigan now, which is I live on the West Michigan Lake Shores, which is as close to California as my husband's going to let me get. So I have the
Okay.
beach and I have the old houses and the charm of. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, that area in Monterey, that whole
Gotcha.
Central Coast,
Yeah,
and
it's beautiful.
yeah, and we don't have the fog. We don't have the fog of the California coastline, but I have a lot of the other things here that I would have missed about California at about a third of the price to live.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. You can't buy a trailer here for like 800,000.
It's
Ridiculous.
really interesting though because when I lived in California in my early 20s, I got the cost of living was high then, but you figure out how to live. I think
Yeah.
it's moving there would be hard though because you're if you're used to having a certain amount of cost of living, a certain cost of living, and then you move someplace where it's triple the cost of living, that's a little hard. But when you live there to begin with, it's just what it is, right? You just know
Yeah.
you're going to have roommates, or you know you're going to have a really small apartment, or you know that your car payment is going to be through the roof. But yeah, I mean, you just know it, and so you figure out a way to manage it. But
Yeah,
I was
I
just
bet you have I bet you have space, like you have more space than, we do here for sure. Everything is over here is kind of like, close by, and like if there's like empty land, up construction in like 2 seconds, and then it's up for like, who knows how many million, but yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah. We in West Michigan, it's the economy hit hard a couple of times, so it's been one of those areas where it booms and then it you know rusts, and then it booms and then it rusts. So there are beautiful homes, and then there's empty lots where a beautiful home used to be. So yeah, but they get built on quickly. I mean, right now Michigan's making a huge comeback. This is a really exciting time to live in Michigan. Just saying, for those of you who poo-paw the idea of living where it snows. There's a lot of good things happening in this state. It's a lot of fun to be here. Okay, so let's talk about PPC. This is not the favorite topic of anybody. Nobody wants to talk about pay-per-click.
yeah, yeah.
But what is different about the services that you offer? I mean, you have the word mastermind in there, so why are you the
Yeah.
mastermind?
The mastermind, because I read a lot, honestly. I mean, you can't claim to be a mastermind if you don't learn and read all the time. But uh what differs about me is I work with my clients personally. When I used to work at an agency, kind of you know, most everything there is run by like account managers that get word from a project manager that get word from the person doing the job. So there's like one person doing the job, and then there's like six people managing that one person. I used to be that one person, and I love talking to my clients and just being personal with them. Honestly, that's the differentiator, and I understand that my clients, they need their business to succeed because they also have employees that they need to feed. So, I take that responsibility very seriously.
What can someone expect to have to budget for if they're thinking about doing a pay-per-click ad,
That is a
campaign?
good question. Yeah, that's a good question. The first thing you should do is kind of figure out how much do you make from a sale, right? And then you can run some estimates. You can figure out, okay, how much am I going to pay per click? And then I have a calculator on my website on ppcmasterminds.com. You can use it. You basically plug in what the cost per click is, which you can get from Google for free, right? And then you can estimate, okay, how many percentage of leads, let's say you run a service business, what's the percentage of leads that I'm going to close, and how much I'm going to make from those leads. And based on that, you can see, okay, um, how much do I need to spend to get a specific number of sales? And so you can budget like that.
Are you just doing Google ads, or do you also do Facebook and other marketplace ads?
No, we do Facebook, Bing is pretty good. Bing ads is coming back. And Facebook, yeah.
Maybe because nobody likes the AI answers to their search
Yeah.
questions. Although Bing has AI too. Okay,
Bing is pretty good, surprisingly. So,
the fact that it is still trucking, and they're like the only other one that's still around. In your opinion, is it cost effective to run a Facebook ad where your sole purpose of that Facebook ad is to get people to sign up to be a fan of your page? Or is it better to actually try to sell something with your ad? Do you understand the question I'm asking?
yeah, 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 yeah. Basically, you're buying followers, or
Yeah.
instead of buying sales, getting sales. I would prefer getting a sale, because there's an added risk when you're not buying, but like, you're getting followers. You're just adding another number to your page, and you don't know if that person's gonna, what their intent is. Like, are they a purchaser? Are they just like lurking? Like, what are they doing? So, I prefer getting a sale. It's also easier to track.
Yeah.
You can tell, like, okay, this ad cost me this much and I made this many sales. But then when you're adding followers, you're like, okay, this ad cost me this much, and that's how much it cost me to get a follower. But how much money did I make from that follower? That's a whole nother,
Yeah,
a
you
whole
don't
nother
really
thing.
make any money from a follower. And
Yeah.
do people, when you are doing Facebook or LinkedIn or any of those ads, are there ads on there's ads on LinkedIn, aren't there?
Oh
Am I
yeah.
wrong? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Um,
They're expensive too.
but if you're doing an ad on one of those platforms, you don't have to target people who follow your page. You can target people who follow other pages, like similar.
Yeah.
It's been over 10 years since I've placed any pay-per-click ads personally. So
That's fine.
I don't own the
Yeah. That's
business where I used to do them with my husband and I had a custom furniture business and I did pay-per-click ads for that business. It was a lot cheaper then, let me tell you. But
yeah.
if I remember correctly, I could target people who were fans of Elle Decor magazine or one of those things as the people that would see the ad. Is that still possible?
Yes. Yes. With Facebook, yeah. Facebook and all that. Yeah, you can do that.
So you really don't need to have a lot of followers on your page to get
No.
orders. You just have to know where your customers hang out.
Yep, yep, exactly. And I feel like the most underused part of paid ads is something called retargeting. If you're not familiar with it, it's basically like, let's say you go to a website and you add a product to your cart, but then you just never buy it. If you leave the website, you probably notice the same product following you around,
Mm.
right? That's
Sometimes all you
retargeting.
have to do is say, "Hey, that's a cool looking gizmo," and the next thing you know, there's
On your
gizmos all over
phone?
you, everywhere.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But the re retargeting is super effective because first of all, it's cheap because you're basically showing your ads to people who came to your website but they didn't buy anything. And the way it works is people don't actually click on your ad when they see it. It's kind of like a psychological play. They see your ad, and then the next thing they do is they either Google your company, so they don't click on it, saving you the click. They Google your company, or they type in your company in the browser directly, and then they go back to it. So essentially, it's like the cheapest, most effective paid marketing strategy there is.
But you would have to have your social site sort of linked to your. I mean, I'm assuming there's
You
some
would have
sort
to have a
of.
website.
But how does the social know that it's your website?
You would basically add a code on your. So let's say you're running Facebook.
Okay.
You would get the Facebook. They give you like a pixel. They call it a pixel or a tracking code, whatever you want to call it, and you would just add it to your website, and that pixel just tracks everybody that comes to your website. Within Facebook ads, you can go in and tell Facebook. I think they create it automatically for you. It's called the cart abandoners. Um, you would just basically tell Facebook, all right, I want to target these cart abandoners with my ads.
Oh.
So, so anybody that abandons the cart is just going to be followed around with ads from your website.
It would it is it smart enough to know if people have been to your page or liked one of your posts, the posts of your page? Can you target them
I think
without
now,
them liking it, without them liking the page?
oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I'll have to check to be honest with you. I haven't dug deep into that, but the most basic format of it is you came to my website. Either you target everyone who came to your website and they didn't buy, which is simple and effective, or you target people who added something to the cart and they didn't buy. You know what I mean? It's just I like to keep it simple and effective, but you can dig around and see what other lists you can make because you can custom make lists. Like you can tell Facebook or Google, like, I want to retarget someone who went to a specific page for like 30 days only, or I want to target people who actually bought from me. I want to retarget people who bought from me with like a an upgrade. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's endless.
So let's say that somebody is brand new, their website is brand new, they don't have anybody who's ever visited their website. What is a good strategy for them?
A good strategy for them is with paid media, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is they definitely want to add the pixels and tracking codes from Google Ads and Facebook because all that's going to do is collect users. They're going to basically cookie users. And on Google, for example, you need a minimum of 1,000 users to start retargeting. So you want to start collecting as soon as possible.
Okay.
That's the first thing I would do. And then the second thing is I would run some estimates. Again, you could use the estimating, PPC estimate calculator so you can budget and figure out, okay, how much do I need to spend to get a sale? Is it even worth it for me to spend to get a sale? And how long of a time frame uh, do I need to spend? So like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, do you know what the average percentage is? Like, I know it's really specific by product, but is it 10%? Like
Like
if
what do you
if
mean?
something costs $100, do you have to spend $10 to sell one?
Probably, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I
So
mean, if
that's a huge number.
yeah, if you're selling items that's less than $100, it's super challenging to make money from ads
Mm.
because other than you're paying per click, you're gonna have to also spend time looking at the data, and then you also have added expenses like shipping and your store fees and all that stuff. So if you add that up, you're probably breaking even if if any.
So
So
what's better then? I mean, I know pay per click is your thing, but is for people who are selling items under $100 each, what's
yeah.
better?
What's better is retargeting. You
Retarget.
want to definitely do retargeting. That's the cheapest, most effective way people will come back. It's not immediate. Like you're not gonna get sales tomorrow with it, but it's cheap, and eventually you'll start getting sales from doing it.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're selling like low cost products, you'd probably want to focus on organic social and trying to organic search. You can also upload your products to Google Shopping. And if you do go on Google and go to the shopping tab, like you're not on the google.com, you're on the shopping tab. They do show products for free there. You don't have to pay for the ads there.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It has been a while since I have sold a product.
Yeah, I'm not, I mean, a lot of people don't even click on the tabs when they go to Google. They're just, they just type in the keyword in the search and then, um,
Honestly, I use images and videos, but I never, sometimes maps, but I never really go beyond that.
yeah,
You
that makes
know,
sense. Makes sense.
um, yeah, who wants to read news? A lot of times, though, before Google made these changes, what did Google call this change?
What do you mean, the shopping?
You know, the change that they recently did with the AI and everything. What did they call that? You said it earlier
Uh,
that you said it earlier in
oh,
the
the
interview.
helpful content
Yeah,
update?
the helpful content and update, which has not been helpful for
Yeah, it
most
was not helpful
users.
at all. Yeah.
But before that, video was usually at the very top of the search results,
Mm-hmm.
which was
I,
nice.
I feel like they switch it up, so they're kind of trying to figure out what the intent of your search is. Like if I'm searching for like how to chop wood or like how to like plaster drywall,
Yeah, you need a
you know
video
what I
for
mean?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they should show a video. I don't know what they're up to nowadays, but I'm not liking the results that I see, honestly.
Yeah, it has been Google has not been my friend lately. As a matter of fact, I just go straight to YouTube now if I have that kind of search. I just skip Google altogether.
Yeah, I'll just go to Reddit at
Uh,
this point.
well, Reddit for me, I'm an old woman. I'm in my 50s. Reddit is hard for me to read. It's hard for
I
me to
gotcha.
navigate Reddit because the answers aren't you if you scroll, you're scrolling to another question instead of the answer that you're looking for. It's just I haven't learned how to navigate Reddit. I think
Right,
that's my
right, right.
problem.
Gotcha, gotcha.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Reddit might be something that people need to learn because that's where all the answers are coming from. Um,
Yeah, you definitely want to know what you know Duckman 77 says about air fryer reviews because
yeah, exactly. Huh? What?
yeah, yeah.
No, actually, if you want to hear reviews, if you want to watch reviews about air fryers, YouTube really is where you're going to find that information. Typing air fryer reviews in YouTube is going to get you much better results, in my opinion.
I'm gonna try that. I'll try that.
I really, you know what? Let's just, we're playing with the internets today. let's just type air fryer reviews. Again, this is not something I have ever typed into the search because this is not something I'm interested in. Um, and a lot of shorts. Yep. Lots of indie little content creators and their air fryer. Well, here's Food Network, America's Test Kitchen, but a lot of these are indie content creators. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Much better results on the YouTube.
Glad to hear that. Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything that we haven't covered that you wanted to talk about today?
No, I mean, I guess I could say that if you are to do Google ads, just understand that they're not your best friend. Like, that's how they make money. So they do have Google reps that that are there to help you, but most of the time they're there to tell you to increase your budget. So so just be careful with that, and just plan ahead. Honestly, the like mo most of the businesses I see that struggle are ones that don't budget 6 months ahead. They just think like, okay, well, I'm gonna start some ads and just go with the flow, and you know what I mean. And then as soon as they see an issue with it, they kill it, and they're like, ah, Google Ads is just expensive and it sucks. I'm not gonna do it again. So just if you're gonna do something, at least commit to it for minimum of like 6 months, whatever it is. SEO, paid social, social, organic social, like Pinterest, just whatever it is, just make a plan.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
And maybe know what your budget is.
Yeah, I know what your budget is, and make sure your budget, you know, lets you sleep at night. Not like, oh man, like if I'm like, you don't want to have nightmares and be anxious and having, not sleeping well at night because you're spending that much money testing things. So, uh, just relax and make sure that you're not like stressing yourself over the money that you're spending, and plan ahead, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be like waking up, worried about, what's happening with your account. So just be mindful of that.
This is not pay per click. This is not did not happen pay per click, but it happened back in the day, many years ago. My husband and I had a furniture business, and there was a competitor who priced their products way. It was, we're a small family owned business, right? And this was another small family owned business who priced their products way underpriced. And they went to one of the huge trade shows, furniture trade shows, and they got way more orders than they could fill. And they actually had to cancel the orders and give people their money back because they couldn't fill the orders that they received at this market. So my caution is, if you are new and you're doing this, understand that you have to know what your price is. And it's not necessarily the price that you think people are going to pay. It's the price that it's going to cost you to produce this product, right? They were way underpriced, which meant they couldn't afford to make the products. There was just they could not afford to make the products because, when you grow outside of, he was probably making them in his garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you receive, orders for 1,000 items, you can't make 1,000 in your garage. But so understanding pricing is so important. I mean, understanding your pricing and then understanding how much you have to pay to market. And the number always has been 25%, right? You should expect to spend 25% of your income, your net profit, on marketing for the next sale, right? So you've just got to understand pricing more than anything, and do not underprice, which means, there might be a little more cushion for those pay-per-click ads.
Yeah, and actually that brings me to something that happened to me. I was the first person to ever make a retargeting course online,
Really?
to teach it. Yeah, and
Is it still available?
Yeah, it hasn't been updated in a while, so not gonna like push people to go buy it. But it is available. The thing with that is I actually priced my course. It's like the highest priced course on versus other retargeting courses that started coming up after it, and people would buy my course more than the other courses because it was, even though it was priced more, you could tell it was like higher quality, and the higher price sometimes tells a story to the potential customer. So like customers, some customers, they're like, okay, I want to learn the best from the best. And so you know what? This course is priced high, but it looks amazing. So I'll buy it rather than like a $20 course. So
Well,
what happened to me was like the opposite. I increased my price and I got more sales.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
perceived value.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you spend $7 on a course, what are the chances that you actually are going to do the course? I can't tell you how many free and low cost courses I have signed up for that I've never even opened.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't even do it. I don't. If somebody wants to give me a download, I don't even do it anymore. I
Yeah.
don't even do it anymore because I know what's going to happen to it. I only do the only time I actually invest my time is if I've invested my money.
I agree. I agree.
Zaid Ammari, this is your moment of gratitude. For whom or what are you most grateful?
I'm grateful for my family and my wife, everybody that's helped me progress and pushed me to be a better person.
Thanks for tuning in to Gratitude Geek, the podcast for grateful micropreneurs building genuine, lasting relationships with clients, colleagues, and community. Our theme music is track 14 by Rev Brock and Soul Lily. To connect with Zaid Ammari, head over to the show notes at gratitudegeek.com. This is episode 235. I've been your host, Kandas Rodarte. Stay groovy, my friends.
Stay groovy, my friends.